And here we go. I took some time off, which was real nice. My computer broke. I had to get that fixed. My camera's not really working, but I'm still making it work. And I'm still working, sorta, so that's nice. And I feel refreshed. It was nice to take some time off. Relax. This thing drains you, man. Having to do this all the time, it's emotionally draining. And I know, like, when you watch it, it gets real heady, it gets real deep, it gets real emotional. It's not as bad as everybody else thinks it is. Like, I've had a really great year, and I'm really happy. I'm kind of like, I'm driven for the first time in a while. I feel clear about it. That's hard, getting that clarity. And I think that that's what is the most important part of any artistic pursuit, is once you have that clarity of understanding what you bring to the table and what you provide, and what you have to offer to whatever the audience is, just do it. And then eventually an audience will come. They'll start to show up. It's real frustrating with this because it's like, not really. No, they won't. This is going to be the thing where it's like, well, maybe years from now an audience is like, hey, what's this? Or maybe never. And that's fine, it doesn't matter. But the reason that I realize that is because I have clarity of what I'm doing. And it's so nice. It's refreshing. It's, for the longest time, I kept having all these influences of like, this you shouldn't do, this you should, you know. And I'm just like, no. I can do whatever I want. And I'm going to be really good at it. But I'm going to work my ass off. And I'm going to get great. And I didn't have that clarity before. The first episode of this whole thing, you know? You know what my wife said when she watched it? You shouldn't show that to people. Isn't that weird? And I didn't know if I should show it to people either. I don't know if any of this should be seen by other people. It's really raw and, you know, grimy and uncomfortable, and it's all those things. You get that if you've watched it. But I don't think there's enough honesty around nowadays. And I think this should be seen by people. And I finally have clarity to just do it. Oh man, it's so nice. 'Cause even like, I listen to the other stuff that's like, you know, the quote unquote like emotional episodes that are like kind of hard to get through, and kind of like, oh man, we get it, we understand, get over it, you know, those ones. Probably the only ones you've watched. You've probably watched those and nothing else. But you know, those, they don't feel like as bad as they come across. They just feel like talking to myself. I'm okay with the emotions. I'm okay with crying. I'm okay with laughing. I'm okay with doing both at the same time or going in between them. And I think people should be. I think it's weird that we like to put all these things into boxes of like, oh, this person did this, that must mean this. There's no other possible meaning it could be than this. Or there's nothing that, it's, ugh. It's silly. It's silly because if you look at all this, and trust me, I've looked at all of this. I've lived it. I think this is healthy. I think this is good. I think it's, I don't know. I don't need to explain it anymore. I have clarity. And for the first time in a while, I am alone to myself and alone to pursue what I want to pursue without any other factors. I don't have to worry about anybody else's insecurities or anybody else's opinions. It's just me. Imagine the person that you decided to let be your better half tell you not to show something to people when you've already created it. Or imagine having to carry their insecurities with you, or them pushing their insecurities on you. You probably don't even have to imagine. You probably know that. People do that. Parents do that to their kids. A spouse will do that to their other spouse, or a partner to their partner, whatever you want, whatever. Friends do that. You know, why don't you want to hang out with me? Not right now. I'm just doing my own thing. All that sort of stuff of like, you don't want to do this with me, or you don't want to do this because I think you should do that. All that stuff comes back to their insecurities. And I'm finally at a point where I don't have to worry about anybody else's. And it's really nice. And I think everybody needs that. And when you find the person or the people, or you find it in yourself, and you can just provide a supportive and understanding opinion of what you want to do for yourself, just ride it, because that's what I'm going to do. And it feels real nice. And I'm grateful. Isn't that weird? Look at all this stuff and I'm like, you know what? I'm real grateful for everything that's happened to me. And I'm grateful that I got to show it to some people, even if it's only 12 or 13 or 20 or maybe one day more. Maybe the audience will come. And if they don't, I'm still grateful. And I'm refreshed. So, thank you. There, how about that, huh? Thank you. Thank you for listening.